Okay, what we're going to do today is we're going to put a spacer on a Kubota tractor. But first what I want to do is explain how you determine the size of the spacer. I was able to get these for about $80 delivered. And most of the sites that you go on for Kubota tractors specifically could be $150 to $180 for them. So, and this was delivered FedEx. So how you would measure it, and this is for the front, and that's all we're doing today because I already did the backs. What you do is you measure across the studs, and if you see, it comes out to 4 inches. 4 inches. So that means you have 4 studs, so that's 4, and the distance across is 4, so it means it's a 4x4. When you buy spacers, they have adapter spacers also that might be 4 by 4.5, which means that these holes would be spaced at 4.5 and these would still be at 4. So there's different combinations, but for this application it's 4 by 4, and that's how you would purchase them. This is the lug nut or lug bolt from the front tire that's on there right now. And if you notice, it has a taper on it, and also these have a taper inside of here. Okay, so that taper fits down in there. Okay, so these work perfectly. Now the other thing that you have to worry about is this opening here. Now this opening here is about 280 thousandths. I'll put that on there and then I'll show you. Oops, 200. It's about 2 inches, 785 thousandths, which is about 2 13/16. Okay. So now let's go over to the tire. I'm not going to go over how to jack the tractor up. If you don't know how to do that, try another video or read the manual. I only have one bolt holding it just to show you. I've completed on the other side. So you just take the lug bolt out. And you would do that for the other 3 if they were, otherwise you'd find it pretty hard to take it off. Okay. Alright, now as you see here, this is that 2 13/16. Okay, so you need this little ridge. That centers everything and keeps it centered. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to put that on. We're going to take one of our lug bolts and get that started. Okay, that's one. Two. As you can see, it's pretty exacting because this socket fits very tight in there, but it goes in there and it goes in this bottom one down here. So it means that everything is really centered nicely. And that's how you want it, so that the wheel runs nice and true. Now, I'm not going to tighten these all the way. Just going to put the 4 of them in there, and then we'll put the wheel back on to show you how it all goes. Then I'm going to go back and I'm going to tighten everything and torque them to torque specs. This is just a quick overview of how to measure it, and also how to put the spacer on. Okay. Oh, alright. Nice and everything fit nice and tight, nice and firm. That's the way you want it. Now if you notice, I didn't really bolt this thing on there, but you could see it's tight. Okay, then what we would do is put the tire back on and rim, and if you notice, it all fits real nice. Now these are the supplied lug nuts, and these are half by 20s. If you wanted, you could get chrome ones and really make your tractor look sharp. But okay, and we'll get these two on. That one. And you can use an air ratchet if you want. They go on real easy though. And then you could just tighten them up with your lug wrench. It's 19 millimeters or 3/4 inch, whatever you want to use. This happens to be a 3/4 inch. I was using a 19 millimeter on there, so it doesn't really matter, but you can really use either one. Okay, and that's it. That's really all. But again, what you should do is torque everything to torque specs. And I just wanted to go over it very quickly so that you get an idea, first of all, how to measure. You can get these through atvmaster. They're out of Tennessee. And these run $83 and I think like 8 cents. And that's delivered. You can call them at 800-517-1777. They're down in Tennessee. They're very helpful, so I would call them first if you need to figure out what your fulfillment is, or your fitment, in order to fulfill the order. And you can talk to them about back or whatever you want. They have several. They probably have about 50 different sizes in stock. So there you have it.